Today I'm in the Woodyard. We got an ugly pile of nasty crap wood here, and we got a brand new saw. We're gonna fire up the ECHO 7310 right now. I'm gonna put new zip ties on. I'll show you guys some, for those of you that haven't been around a long time, you're wondering, zip ties, what the heck are those for? Well, you're gonna see in just a minute. We're gonna put them on so that I know how to measure. I'm gonna put on a couple zip ties onto each of these saws, and this is how I mark my wood when I'm cutting for my 16 inches. I'm gonna put a zip tie right here. Roll this over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from the bar. I'm going to measure up to 16 inches, which is right there. I'm going to cut this off at 16 inches. Right here. There we go. That's 16 inches. And just because we can, and I find that it works good, is to have a couple of them. So we're going to put another one on. Oh, I wish you guys could feel my hands right now. They're like ice cubes. And we're going to cut this one off so it's the same. Right there. And then we're going to put some magic tape on it. Yes, this is magic tape, because what this tape does is it really stands out and I can see the end of it. All it is pink duct tape. And I put it on a lot of my stuff, as you can see, because you drop this in the woods, you can find it. I put it on lots of my stuff. So I go through lots of pink duct tape. You don't need a lot, just a piece is all you need. And these do break off occasionally, but you know what? They're cheap. And they work just fine. It's so cold, nothing's sticking. There we go. Look at that. Curb feelers. There, that one's done. Let's do the other one. "16 inches. It's right there. So now I know some of you are saying, well, didn't you do a video with the laser marker? Yes, I did, because they sent me a bunch of them and I gave them away. I personally didn't really care for it. I mean, it works if you like them. Tony loves his. I just don't like any more electronics than I have to have. And this is fast for me. It works, and it's just real easy. So when I'm cutting, I go down onto the log. I can touch the log where I'm going to make my cut. And I have these on the end where my other cut was, or if I'm going the other direction, they move, they're out of the way, no big deal. They work just fine. So there you go. Well, there she is. She's out of gas. That's one tank right there. So, I don't know, a couple face cords. Woo! There's a pile of wood. There's the two saws. And I just got done chucking all the rounds from the pile over here. And we're going to talk a little bit about what just happened, because I know you guys want to know my opinion. At least some do. All right, so here's the two saws. The Husqvarna 572XPG was the second one, the one you saw cutting at the end there. It's a G, so it's got the heated handles. And today it is awesome to have heated handles because it's about 22 degrees, which isn't terrible. The sun is out, but there's 35-mile-an-hour wind, so it's cold. The wind chill has got to be below zero. It feels like it. I'm all sweaty on the inside from working, but just sitting here, I'm getting cold fast because I got sweated up while I was cutting, because that's what happens. But I couldn't really take layers off because then I was real cold, so not a real good day to cut with wind like that. The wind was swirling so much, all the chips are going in my eyes. Even though I had glasses on, I was still getting sawdust in my eyes. Okay, I'll quit whining now. The ECHO CS-7310P, awesome. I don't know. I can't really tell the difference. Other than I would say the 572, I think, runs a little higher RPMs. It just feels like it's higher. It seems faster as far as the engine. Cutting wise, they both cut just excellent. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just a really nice saw. I would have, if someone said I could only have one, I'd be fine with either. I do like the heated handlebars. But this thing is awesome. I mean, it's only the first full tank I've ran through it. So in this pile of wood, I had apple wood, I had thorn apple, there was box elder, soft maple, a little bit of cottonwood, elm, quite a bit of elm I saw in here. So I had a little bit of everything, and this is just wood that's going to be sold next year for campfire wood and fireplace wood. You know, just mixed hardwood. It's going to be mixed in with a lot of ash eventually. There was no ash in here. Well, I saw one or two pieces. But this saw cuts really nice. I really like it. We're going to use it a lot more. I'd have no problem if I had to use this saw. If I couldn't have that, I'd have no problem with this at all. So for those of you that are considering getting one, just like my good friend Lloyd Christmas would say, I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Very nice saw. Now, a couple of things I'm going to talk about, because some of you haven't seen me cut in a pile before, and that's the way I used to cut all the time before I had the processor. I cut in piles all the time. Now, some would say, and there's nothing wrong with saying this, stand up when you're cutting, or stand up when you buck. That's the way Buck and Billy Ray likes to say it. However, I have a very good back. I can stretch, I can bend over. I like to cut with the back part of the chain if possible. I can cut fine with the tip, and the 24-inch bar is all I need. I can keep my back straight, bend my knees maybe just a little bit, maybe bend one knee, and I can cut right down to the ground, no problem. But I like to cut with the back of the bar because that's where most of your power is. So a lot of times you would see me kind of like dropping the saw down and bending over or crouching down and letting the back of the bar do the work, because that's where you got the most power, up close by the dogs. That's the best way to cut if you can. Now, some would say it's dangerous cutting on a pile. Yes, it is. And if you don't cut a lot, you shouldn't be doing it, which is why I cleaned out a lot of my rounds as I was going, because sometimes you step back and you step on a round and it rolls and it's pretty easy to fall. I try to always cut with 1 foot on the ground or 1 foot on a very solid surface, and then the other one a lot of times up on the log to use it to hold the log or balance or whatever. But I've been cutting this way for a very long time. I've cut thousands of cords of wood in a wood pile. It's not something everybody should do. So, because I've had guys make comments, oh, you're setting a bad example for people. Well, yeah, I can do it. They probably shouldn't. Just like say someone goes out and plays hockey and gets hurt. The professional hockey players make it look easy because they're good at it. I'm not saying I'm a professional, but I'm okay at this. I'm very confident in my skills in cutting in a pile and on rounds and standing on them. I know when to back off throttle. I know when to hit the throttle. I know how to chuck pieces out with the bar. I know how to use the bar to maneuver. It's something that takes time to get decent at it, and I think I do okay. I don't know. You guys can criticize me all you want. Don't really care. It's what I do, and I like cutting. This was fun to cut again. So I cut those 2 tanks. I wanted to cut another tank in each one of these, but I got an important phone call, and it's something I have to go take care of right now. So that is it for today, folks. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. If you right now, go watch all the videos on my channel. There's 1,300 waiting for you. Otherwise, tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m., I'll be here. You should be here. Good night, Irene.